Welcome, hello, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the rest of it. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Stephen P. Brown, General Director of the Dunedin Music Society and conductor of the Dunedin Concert Band. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun to see all of that stuff that we did before COVID. Do you remember that? Do you remember what we used to do before COVID? We used to meet in person, do live music, and that's what this is a celebration of today. We wanted to do this again today after the last two virtual band festivals that we did were so much fun. We enjoyed them so much. We had such good feedback. We had to do another one before the year was over. So today is it. Boxing Day. If you don't know what Boxing Day is, you can probably tell from the way I speak. I'm from Alabama. No, I'm kidding. I'm from England, and there we have Boxing Day. In fact, a lot of countries in the world have a Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas, where on Christmas Day, of course, the families in the manors, in the big houses, they would have all their servants serving the food and looking after the place, all that kind of stuff. So the day after Christmas is when all of those servants could take boxes of leftovers and, dare I say, unwanted gifts or whatever else, and the gifts the employers gave them, and had their own Christmas in their own families. So the servants weren't working today on Boxing Day. But you know what? It's a holiday in many countries, and not here in the USA yet, but maybe one day. But you know what? As a Saturday, we thought, let's have another virtual band festival, and we've got quite a lineup. Seriously impressed. Thank you to everyone involved who signed up to be a part in this. I'm really very excited about listening to a whole bunch of bands. And you know what? That's what we're here for today. We're here to celebrate music, whether we did it virtually in the past 8, 9 months, or from before COVID. So let's stop talking and enjoy some live music. We'll start with the Dunedin Concert Band.
Excellent. Great, Mal. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, wasn't that fun? Oh my goodness. Did you hear that little baby cry at the end there from the Ukrainian um, uh, carol there? That was awesome. That was so much fun. Now, we did have on the screen Martin from the Beaverton. Martin, I see your picture, but your video's disappeared. But there we go. I was just
Let me see if I can.
watching Martin on the screen here. He's from the Beaverton Community Band. Martin, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, but it
Excellent.
seems.
Good. Now, unfortunately, I cannot
Yes, start
hear
my
you.
video.
But that's, oh, there you are. You're on video. That's awesome. So, as usual, we've got tech issues. If you are trying to watch this on YouTube, make sure that you are on the YouTube channel, Dunedin Music Society. It is live there. It is happening. We have a lot of people watching. Now, I need to figure out, and I think if I just go here, and there we go. That's the reason why. All right, Martin. So, have you guys played either Sleigh Ride or the Ukrainian Bell Carol in recent years?
Oh my, yes, we have.
That's awesome. Sleigh Ride can be so much fun. I usually use that as an encore because everyone knows it by now. They want to clap along, they want to join in. And if you do that in the middle of a concert, it kind of ruins it. So, what repertoire have you got for us today? Do you want to share?
We have a piece by a Belgian composer, Jan van der Roost. It's called Suite Provençale. We did that at our last concert before the COVID-19 virus changed our world as we know it. And it is a 4-movement work. Mr. van der Roost is well known in the wind band world. He is of the same ilk as Jan Johan de Meij and another Belgian named Piet Sweerts. They write very engaging music, often programmatic. This particular piece, he wrote 4 movements. The first is called An Angel Brought the Creed. The second is Adam and His Companion. The third is called The Carpenter. And the fourth is a whistle tune. And each piece takes its roots from a province in France. Mm-hmm. And all of these pieces are at least 200 years old. So he uses them in very engaging ways. He's a very good composer.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to listening to that in one long swoop. And so where is Beaverton? What state are you in?
Beaverton is in Oregon. It is a community that is directly west and contiguous to Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
In the northwest part of the state.
And when was this concert?
It is a home to a very international community. Lots of high-tech industry is in Beaverton.
Okay. And when did this performance take place? You said before COVID. Was it this year or was it the end of last year?
It was November of 2019.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to this. So this is Suite Provençale with the Beaverton Community Band. Oh, that last movement was so much fun. Thanks for sharing that with us there, Martin. That was the Beaverton Community Band. And you know what? I've just looked. We have 99 people watching us right now on Facebook and YouTube. So go ahead and share this post, this live. If it's on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and share it right now so we can hit that 100 mark. That'll be awesome. Martin, some of that sounded like it came from England. I guess some of those provincial movements from France were kind of in the north, were they, do you think?
Southern France.
Oh, mostly Southern France. Oh, well, they felt like English folk music to me, too. We've also got Patrick on with us right now from the Birmingham Concert Band. Now, I don't think I said that. Is it Birmingham or is it Birmingham? I forget.
Either way, we say Birmingham around here usually.
Okay. And what state are you in?
Michigan.
You're in Michigan.
Just outside of Detroit.
All right, so you're pretty cold right now.
Oh, yeah. There's some snow on the ground.
Okay, so does your band have you done folk music like that before, or music that's based on folk tunes?
Oh yeah, we played that exact tune actually before in our ensemble.
Awesome.
A couple years ago. I mean, before I was leading the group, but they've done it before. But we've done a lot, a lot of Granger, a lot of Vaughan Williams type stuff to bring in the folk song.
All right,
kind of sound.
Neat. And what pieces have you got for us today?
We got two for you. Got Tuba Tiger Rag, which is actually based on a Canadian brass arrangement, a Luther Henderson arrangement. It's a really fun jazzy tune and features a soloist that is pretty personal to our band, Brandon Tebow. He's a graduate student at Bowling Green State University for tuba performance. Wonderful young performer. Can really do pretty much anything you want him to do on the tuba. So he was in the group a while back, and I actually played in another ensemble I conduct as well, and we got him to be a soloist for us here. But the other tune, and actually you'll notice a theme between the two tunes. They're kind of danceable because it comes from our sound in motion concert. It's all kind of dance theme type stuff. And the second tune is Begin for band. which is a classic of the band literature, and really showcases a lot of the kind of jazzy light moods, but with some serious substance in there as well.
You know what? I can't wait to hear this stuff. I'm going to be dancing off screen, I think, because I like these two. Now, I've done a concerto recently. I did the Vaughan Williams concerto with the Dunedin Concert Band for tuba. So, Martin, have you had a tuba soloist with your band, or any other kind of soloist?
We've had lots of soloists in our band: saxophones, clarinets, trumpets.
And do most of them come from
Percussion.
within the band, or do you get external performers?
I like to highlight players in my band.
Yeah, that's awesome. Patrick, do you do the same thing?
Yeah, we try to have performers in the band. It was nice with Brandon though, because he was a performer in the band. Now he's moving on to trying to be a professional player. So it was nice to get him to come back
onto different things. Well, that's awesome. So look forward to hearing these two. This is the Birmingham Concert Band.
We'll see him one more time later in the program. One more time, Brandon.
that was so much fun, Patrick. You actually had the band was singing, accompanying the
Oh, yeah.
tuba. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's fun. Those are fun too. It's a good mix of pop and substance all put into one.
Did you have to persuade everyone, or were they gung ho for it from the beginning?
Some were more up for it than others, but we got everybody involved in the end. It was a fun time. Even some of the audience was singing along.
Oh, that's awesome. And we were also joined by Dr. John Bannon of the St. Petersburg Community Band. Hey, John, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today. So we just heard a tuba concerto in which the band was singing. Did your band sing?
Well, there are the usual things, depending on which version of field artillery we're doing at any given time. Let me think what other singing we have had.
What about concertos? Do you do much with? Both Patrick and I have done tuba concertos. Have you done any concertos recently with your group?
We don't do solo stuff, and part of it is sort of the nature of our band. I'm actually kind of proud of this characteristic of ours. Attendance in this band is literally optional for every single one of us. I have an associate conductor, Roger Green.
I was going to say, wait, is that you included?
That is me included.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's awesome.
And so Roger and I communicate about who's going to be where, when.
Okay.
So
what repertoire do you have today for us?
Well, we are doing a piece by one of our favorite composers, one of our own, Rob Romaine, who just retired in December from the Pinellas County Schools.
Okay.
And Rob is my predecessor as the director of this band. And I believe he plays some in your band on occasion as well. Does he, Stephen?
He has been. Yeah, he certainly has been in the past. He's been part of the Dunedin Concert Band as well. Yep. So you're doing Heroes and Demons, right?
That's right. And my first question for you, if you've seen the video, is who's conducting this? Because normally, and the way I try to have a piece of Rob's in our repertoire at all times, and Rob also does arrangements, particularly of Christmas tunes, and so between Roger and I, one of the other of us is sort of assigned to be the primary conductor of any given piece, but we always make it a point to conduct the other's repertoire at least once, in a rehearsal run.
Well,
and normally what I do is I try to take one rehearsal completely off where he conducts the entire rehearsal, so that and there are some performances that I can't make that he conducts.
Well, so
what I say about him.
That makes a lot of sense, John, and we know what you look like. So if we see you conducting this piece, we obviously know it's you. If it's not looking like you, it's going to be Roger. Hey, Patrick, quick question for you. Do you have any local people either in your band or locally around that you actually have performed arrangements or compositions by?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. There's a couple people I know from my studies at Wayne State University, and a couple of the younger circles around town. I try to include as much as possible. I arrange myself and try to get as much as we can. When we have a theme that we can't quite fill out the rest of the program, I'll arrange one or two tunes to get in there. But yeah, I think it's important to get a new voice into the world of concert band literature. Whether it be arrangements or original compositions, and I try to do that as much as possible.
Well, I think it's important in any genre of music, orchestral, choral as well. There's a lot in the choral world, there's a lot in the pop and rock world, obviously, and show tunes, but concert band and orchestra are a little lagging behind there with the contemporary stuff. I'm glad you guys are on board with that. So we're going to hear the St. Petersburg Community Band performing a couple of pieces for us now. So enjoy.
we had we had about 20 people participate, but we got 35 submissions. I think you know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was our first actual virtual festival as well, in the virtual performance in the virtual festival, which is awesome. And I think John Roger was actually conducting the first piece, and you were playing percussion, weren't you?
Yeah.
I appeared to have been the cymbal player.
Okay, well, that's awesome. And we're also now joined by Jim Coulson from the Charlotte Concert Band. Welcome, Jim. Glad you could join us today. Do you still play? Do you join in with some of your groups every once in a while? Because I don't, but John clearly does. We can hear you, Jim. Can you hear us, Jim? There's a bit of a delay
Well,
there from Jim, but yeah, go ahead, John.
when I started conducting the band 7 or 8 years ago, Roger was coming from the trumpet section to be our associate conductor, and so I thought, okay, the ethos here is that one,
I know.
that
I
we
don't know how
play.
to stop it.
Okay, we can hear you now,
We
Jim. Sorry, John, to interrupt you there. We can now hear
It's
you.
okay.
So, Jim, just ask a little question out there. Do you still play, or do you just conduct your group? Because
Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, what couple of pieces you got a piece for us today, right? What are you playing for us today from Charlotte?
We're doing "Journal for a Soldier," which is a very interesting piece of music. It was done by it was an arrangement done by a gentleman named Brian Balmages. And what he did is he took the Brahms Lullaby and put it together with the Navy hymn, Eternal Father Strong to Save, and put them together and came up with a very, very emotional piece of music.
Oh my goodness,
Starts
that's
very, very softly, builds to a climax, and then kind of finishes it off with a lullaby.
This is beautiful. I'm glad we're moving from the military escort march that we just had into something a little more soothing now. So, you said Brian was the arranger? Is he in your group, or is he a friend, or is it just
Oh,
something?
no. He's what I know about him is he is a 45-year-old composer. I think he lives in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and that's really all I know about him.
Okay.
The piece is really fairly new. Hasn't been around very long. We did it in as you will see, just totally virtual setting where we had 50 of our players participate. And we're very proud of what we did, not only musically, but also I think the visuals you'll be impressed with as well.
You know what?
Since we're all virtual, we don't have an audience, so you're going to have to do all the applauding at the end of this.
Oh yes, definitely appreciate that. Everyone online, make sure you clap at after every band. To be honest with you, so I'm glad we had back-to-back virtual performances. John, how was that experience? I've stayed away from doing a virtual performance this year, but how was it for you, John?
Well, I don't know how much you could see. I also played bass drum and cymbals in that performance.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
And there are, I mean, one of the stages of the virtual performance is we do a click track. You send out a click track with someone. When I've sent them out, I hit a wood block and then I say every rehearsal figure that we come up to. And so, but I didn't make the click track for this. I just got a click track. And so, of course, the conductor video on this that I'm doing is I mean, people can just obviously ignore me like they usually do. And
That's funny. Well,
so,
so it was a different
so
experience for you.
Yes, but I'm still an active performer. I'm the timpanist in the Florida Orchestra,
Right.
and we had done a number of these in the spring, and so I had some experience. It's a different way of doing things. It's actually a fair amount of work, and it takes a fair amount of courage to pull it off.
It does. It certainly
My
does
wife.
indeed. I have to agree with that. We've seen a lot of virtual performances. It takes a lot of tech work. Well done for the people who have done that. What we're going to do now, John, if you don't mind, we're going to jump to Jim's band, the Charlotte Concert Band, Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going to listen to Journal for a Soldier. Greetings, Stephen P. Brown here, General Director of the Dunedin Music Society, and I am absolutely thrilled to share this really big announcement with you. Yes, it's true. The DMS is partnering with Tour Resource Consultants to take a group of Tampa Bay woodwind, brass, and percussion players to Germany and Austria. And I'd love for you to join us. The Dunedin Concert Band itself has been working on improving its musicianship and capabilities, and we truly want to reward all the DCB's performers as well as our friends throughout Tampa Bay with the opportunity to perform in some beautiful locations such as Vienna and Salzburg and Nuremberg, Retzburg, beautiful Rothenburg, and maybe even Prague. Let's commit now to being part of a great, unique and balanced ensemble called the Florida Symphonic Winds. And let's connect our local communities with local communities overseas through live music.
My name is Maury Schulte, President of Tour Resource Consultants. All of us at TRC are excited to be collaborating with the Florida Symphonic Winds for their July 2022 tour. We've been planning performance tours since 1996 and have developed our own style of journey, one that focuses on shared concert experiences. Barriers fall away when we share the language of music with others, even more so when we finish our concert evenings with some food and drinks with our local hosts. Sounds great, doesn't it? Simply follow the link at the end of the brochure to get registered online, and the initial deposit is 100% refundable until October of 2021. Your next adventure is just one click away.
Find more details and register your interest now at floridasymphonic.org. So I'm certainly looking forward to that trip to Europe. It'll be awesome in 2022. Yes, we're assuming COVID restrictions will be done by then. But Jim, I have to say that Charlotte Concert Band performance was beautiful. It was a wonderful piece of music. It's new to me. Just one quick question. When was the last time you guys got back together, as a group? When did you last perform?
I'm sorry.
When was the last time you performed as a group live? Back in February, or was it last year?
I'm getting a number of people talking at the same time. We stopped playing live performances in March, and we produced 5 virtual videos since then.
Oh wow, 5! That's awesome. Okay, we're also joined today by Joe of the Plano Community Band. I presume that's Plano, Texas. Is that right? Yeah, you're on mute right now, Joe. There we go.
Yeah, that is correct. And I'm Jim Carter, actually the associate conductor of the community band. So, but yes, that's we're out of Plano, just north of Dallas.
Okay, well that's cool. Have you done any virtual performances, or have you been quiet since the lockdown?
We have been quiet. We typically before COVID would do 10 concerts a year, and 2 of those being at the Senior Citizens Center in Plano, and that was our last one in March, which was on a Thursday, and then on Saturday everything got shut down. So we have been pretty much dormant since then. We're still keeping in contact, but no other performances of any type at this point.
Oh, that's such a shame. And in the past, has your group done any tours? Have you actually performed outside of Plano?
Yes, we've performed at the ACB convention several times, and we've been lucky enough to be come down and play at the Texas Bandmasters Association convention down in San Antonio on several times as well too. So we've been very fortunate.
Oh, that's cool, Jim. Has your band performed outside? I mean, obviously, Jim's band. Oh, so Jim Carter's band, the Plano band, has performed at the Association of Concert Bands, and Jim Colson's band, the Charlotte. Have you guys toured at all? Have you performed outside of North Carolina? Okay, I think you may be listening online because there's a delay on there. So what we're going to do, Jim Carter, we're going to listen in. We've got a couple of pieces for us. What are those 2 pieces?
Yes, we talked earlier, you were talking about local composers. And so our first piece actually features a local Plano arranger and composer, David Lovren. He's done a wide variety of music. And the best thing that he's probably known for is his Christmas piece called Minor Alterations, where he's taken works in major keys and made them into minor keys and then made arrangements from that, which is outstanding. But we've done his Texas Our Texas is the one that we're going to open with, which I conducted at our Eisman Concert Hall. We did the cool thing there is we did a large screen on top of the band, and we show pictures throughout the arrangement of different areas of Texas and our North Texas and Plano area specifically. So that's what we started off with. And then our second piece, we do bring in guest artists from time to time and take those into the schools, kind of doing a what we call a Music for Life program. And so we brought in a trumpet soloist, and so we're going to close with Jay Bocook's arrangement of The Incredibles, and Joe Frank Jr., our conductor, will be the one conducting that piece. But when you actually have Wayne Bergeron as your trumpet soloist and the one that actually played on the movie soundtrack, you figure you might as well focus on that as well too. So the last piece we'll have is music from The Incredibles, actually having Mr. Incredible himself, Wayne Bergeron on trumpet.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to both these pieces. So that's going to be terrific. Let's listen to the Plano Community Band playing Texas Out Texas and the Incredibles. And that's how that piece should go, right? That was awesome. Oh my goodness, that was fabulous. Jim, where do you actually get your players from? Where do you recruit your performers?
They're all volunteer. They're all from here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We've just been very blessed. It's nice with 75 members and a waiting list to get on as people transition off for whatever reason.
That's a large pool that you've got to choose from. That's awesome. And look at that end result. That's terrific. Nick, we're joined here with Nick from the Big River Brass Band, an English style brass band, if I remember rightly. So have you done any movie scores like that recently? Well, I say recently, I mean when we were performing.
Yeah, right. Recently.
Exactly.
2 years ago, we did a suite from Frozen. I think that would be our most recent performance of movie music.
And it's kind of hard to actually get the cartoon characters to come in and perform solo with you.
It is so tough. Yeah.
But you got a couple of great pieces for us today. What are you playing for us today, Nick?
Yeah, so we have two pieces from each of our past two holiday concerts. First off is Festival of Light by David Marlott from our it's hard to remember what year it is right now. So that would be 2018 holiday concert. And then the Christmas song arranged by Philip Spark from our 2019 holiday concert.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad we're returning back to the holidays. We started with some holiday music. We had some fantastic other repertoire going on. We're going to have a bit of a musical holiday interlude right now. Jim, Philip Spark, it is the season. Philip Spark is one of my favorite arrangers and composers. Have you done much work by him with your group?
Oh,
Jim?
we've done a lot. He's a great brass band arranger, so we have a lot in our repertoire.
Right. And what about the Plano?
He is in part of that group as well too. It's so great to have such a large group because you can pull from just about anything, and it's a lot of fun. So just being varied and have that variety is just an awesome opportunity.
That's terrific. Well, thanks so much for sharing that with us today. We're going to listen now to the Festival of Lights with the Big River Brass Band. I don't know about you, but I'm having a lot of fun today. That was so nostalgic, the Christmas song, also played by a brass band, which I played a lot in the UK. And I'm also feeling nostalgic. I saw somebody else write in the comments earlier, nostalgia is coming back today because of performing live. I miss it. Nick, this is just beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for sharing these things.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is the third time, this is the third festival, virtual band festival you've been involved with, right?
Yeah, we've been in all three of them so far. Yeah, I'm so happy to have the opportunity to share our music. I mean, a lot of times we just get to perform for our little local community. So, and one of the silver linings, I suppose, of this whole thing is getting to share our videos with a much larger audience.
They are so worth it when we can get the permission to the copyright to put it on YouTube. It's so worth sharing with other people. And it's why we do this, just to stay connected. I saw Robert Ernst commenting earlier, Lee LaFleur from the St. Pete Band. There's a lot of people here who've been in all three festivals, so I really appreciate you here. We're also joined now by David Adams, who is with the Foothill Symphonic Winds. And David, judging by the background there, you're over in California, is that right?
Yeah, how could you tell? Well, my house is currently under renovation, so my office is piled high, and I've put that little background thing to avoid looking at the
we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. So when was the last time your group, Foothill in California, when was the last time your group got together and performed live?
Talk a bit to me. We finished right in, we were supposed to do a concert the weekend that things shut down in March.
Wow.
So we literally had one rehearsal and had to cancel everything. It was pretty terrible.
Yeah. And have you done any virtual stuff since then?
Yes, we just finished one. We did the first movement of the whole first suite, the Chaconne movement, and we just finished it days ago, and it was our first venture into that, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, I was apprehensive at first because some of it's hard to do, and I'm not that technically astute at this kind of stuff. But fortunately, I have several people in the band that are willing to put their effort out and learn how to do it and sync it, and it came out pretty well. We're pretty pleased with it.
Well, that's good. I hope to see that soon. But what are you playing for us today?
We're doing Christmas Day by Gustav Holst. It has a couple of like Good Christian Men Rejoice. You'll recognize these, and God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Come Ye Lofty, Come Ye Lowly, and the First Noel. And it's one of those, everybody probably knows it already, but we like doing it for our holiday concert. We don't have a traditional holiday concert per se, but we always, in our December concerts, we always put some Christmas music in and Hanukkah music. So this fits the bill.
That's awesome. So we've got some wonderful traditional tunes coming up, and I'm sure, Nick, that the old brass band plays a lot of traditional tunes as well, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of
lots.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, beautiful. So we're going to listen to. Sorry, go ahead, David.
Oh, I was going to say I play in one myself here, which is it's a lot of fun. I love it, and I've written a bunch of arrangements for it, so it's fun.
So you guys can tell me. I know there's the Association of Concert Bands, which a lot of us belong to, and there's another association as well. Is there an association for brass bands in the US?
There's the North American Brass Band Association.
Okay.
NABBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, well, that's cool. I'd look into that one. I think I did play in a brass band in Princeton, New Jersey, so I wonder if they're members too. So we're going to listen to Christmas Day by the Foothill Symphonic Winds, and we are listening to some traditional tunes. And today is a bit of a traditional day. I'm not sure if you're aware about Boxing Day, what Boxing Day is. Back in years gone by, when people would celebrate Christmas in the big manor house, of course, all the servants were there to cook the food, serve the food, and all that kind of stuff. Well, the day after Christmas is when they got to celebrate their Christmas Day, and they would take the boxes of leftovers and maybe even some unwanted presents home with them. So that's where Boxing Day comes from, and it's a big holiday in a lot of countries around the world, not yet in the USA, but that's why we figured we'd have this special edition of the Virtual Band Festival today. So looking forward to this piece by the Foothill Concert Band, or Foothill Symphonic Winds from California.
coming out good, and that's good. So
Yeah, I'm not getting any complaints on Facebook that it sounds funny or anything.
Here we go, folks. So that was awesome. Thank you so much, David and the Foothill group, Symphonic Winds. You know what, David? I'm going to put you on the spot. How many different tunes were there in that arrangement?
4, I believe.
Okay, that was it. All right. It sounded like a lot more. I was trying to keep track.
Yeah, I hear 4. The first Noel, and then they do kind of weave together in an interesting way. I love it. I love that.
That's an awesome piece. And we're joined now by Bill Findyson of the Second Winds Wind Ensemble. Welcome, Bill. So you do a lot of Christmas tunes with your group because it only gets together at this time of year. Is that right?
That's right, Steve. We meet starting in November. We attract people from various bands that are playing in community groups all over the Plano County and Tampa Bay area. And we form and rehearse 6 times and then perform a Christmas concert in conjunction with several of the church choirs, the community choirs in our area.
Oh, that's awesome. So this must be the first time in a long time that you actually haven't been able to get together. Or did you? Did you do a virtual?
No, we did not.
Okay.
We decided to take the year off because of COVID and wait until next year and come back strong.
That sounds awesome. Then there's another group that you work with as well that's just seasonal, once a year, and that's the marching band. Now you're taking the marching band overseas, am I right?
Yeah, we're going to be going to Ireland at a March in St. Paddy's Day parade in 2022. And last year we just got back from marching in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City. In fact, many of the players that you see today are taken from the marching band to form our Second Winds.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're traveling in 2022. Hopefully things will be over by then. I know that the Dunedin Music Society is putting together a group to take to Germany and Austria later that year as well. David, does the Foothill Symphonic Winds, have you toured outside of California much?
No, we get a lot of invitations to do that, but the 70 odd people that are in my band are all high-tech workers and lawyers and doctors, and it's just putting it together. The farthest we've gone is San Francisco, 40 miles away.
Oh, it looked like it was right outside your window.
Yes.
That's funny. That's cool. So, Bill, what you playing with first today with the Second Winds?
Well, we're playing a number by Rob Romaine, who you heard earlier from one of the other groups, called
Catalyst.
Oh, what is the name of it?
Catalyst.
Well, that's Catalyst, right? Catalyst, and he wrote that last year, and it's just fresh off the press. So we were enjoying playing that for the first time in our area, and so that's been taped. And the second one is oh, you'll have to help me out with that too.
Let's Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Oh yeah, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and a nice arrangement that kind of skins the cat in several different ways. So it's a fun thing to play.
Oh, that's awesome. I look forward to hearing that. So here we are with the Second Winds Wind Ensemble, and I think we're starting with Catalyst.
Happen to be a person who is a very well-recognized composer in the country. You can go in any band room in the country and they would know his name. He is also a member of our wind ensemble and a staff arranger for the second time arounders for the last 25 years. And our next selection is by Rob Romaine. Rob, would you share? Catalyst, I guess, means the center of something that's about to happen or causes things to happen. And this next piece is full of rhythmic pulses and exciting passages, lots of percussion. You'll really like it, I think, and it's also has a mid-section that's very poignant and soft and beautiful. Catalyst.
Greetings, Stephen P. Brown here, General Director of the Dunedin Music Society, and I am absolutely thrilled to share this really big announcement with you. Yes, it's true. The DMS is partnering with Tour Resource Consultants to take a group of Tampa Bay woodwind, brass, and percussion players to Germany and Austria. And I'd love for you to join us. The Dunedin Concert Band itself has been working on improving its musicianship and capabilities, and we truly want to reward all the DCB's performers as well as our friends throughout Tampa Bay with the opportunity to perform in some beautiful locations such as Vienna and Salzburg and Nuremberg, Retzburg, beautiful Rothenburg, and maybe even Prague. Let's commit now to being part of a great, unique, and balanced ensemble called the Florida Symphonic Winds. And let's connect our local communities with local communities overseas through live music.
Hello, my name is Maury Schulte, President of Tour Resource Consultants. All of us at TRC are excited to be collaborating with the Florida Symphonic Winds for their July 2022 tour. We've been planning performance tours since 1996 and have developed our own style of journey, one that focuses on shared concert experiences. Barriers fall away when we share the language of music with others, even more so when we finish our concert evenings with some food and drinks with our local hosts. Sounds great, doesn't it? Simply follow the link at the end of the brochure to get registered online, and the initial deposit is 100% refundable until October of 2021. Your next adventure is just one click away.
Find more details and register your interest now at floridasymphonic.org. So I'm really looking forward to that trip into Bavaria and Austria in 2022, which will be great fun. Now, Bill, we just heard some fantastic music, holiday music from the Second Winds Wind Ensemble. Now, because you meet just at one certain time of year, do you actually come across a special guest conductor? Something? Does that? Let me put it this way: does Santa ever turn up?
As a matter of fact, that happens every year. We couldn't do the show without having Santa show up at the conclusion. And in addition to the holiday chorus that we do with all the other choirs, Santa comes and does a sing-along. And I guess I can tell the audience who that person is. None other than the host of today's program,
Well,
Brown. But nobody knows that.
No, I was going to say, Santa turns up, and that's always a fun thing to do. I'm glad he does every year. I'm sure he actually missed this year's performance, but we'll have to look forward to next year's instead. Rob, we're joined
people
here.
People are amazed that Santa Claus can actually conduct in 4/4 time.
I hear Santa's quite musical. So we're also joined here today with Robert Ernst from the Franklin Band in New Jersey, and this is also your third appearance. So both of you have been on, your bands have been in these virtual festivals all year for the third time. So welcome back. Glad that you're here. Do you have Santa conducting your band every once in a while?
Well, thank you for having us. We've had guest appearances, not just from Santa, but also from Frosty and Rudolph going back 30 plus years. We haven't had Santa conduct, but what we did do, we couldn't do a live holiday concert this year, but we did record on the 12th a virtual concert that we edited together, put it on YouTube on the 19th, and we do have video feeds from Frosty and Rudolph and Santa Claus. And not only can Santa conduct for a time with your group, he can come to our group and play the saxophone. Apparently, it's a very interesting time taking care of that and editing all the feeds together. But it was a great effort to do that.
Oh, that's awesome! I'm glad you guys got to do that and that Santa was involved. Maybe New Jersey's a favorite spot of his. Maybe another time he'll come up and conduct next time. But
Sure.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, your band's been around quite a long time, right? Isn't it one of the oldest in the festival?
Yes. So for 2020, this year marked our 150th anniversary.
Oh,
We
congratulations!
are
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. So we are the oldest band in New Jersey, like we've talked about before, and one of the oldest in the country for sure. But we know that there are many older than us. But we are the oldest continuous in New Jersey, and we've been able to rehearse in the summer, rehearse in the fall, and even do a virtual concert where we just record a whole band concert a couple Saturdays ago. Very fortunate to be able to do it.
Right. That's all. So, what are you going to play for us today, though?
So this is an interesting gift. From a winter concert in 2017. This is the Skater Waltz. This is an arrangement by Thea Sanfronic. We have two editions of this. The one edition you have is a concert edition. We have another edition also by him, but in a folio size, so you could like have it on a street corner, Salvation Army band type style, have the thing going there. And this is special for a couple reasons. One is that I'm directing this. I was given the opportunity to direct it, and it's my directorial debut
Good.
to be
Looking
able to
forward to
do
that.
it. And it was there. And the other reason why it's special is like we all know when we look at pieces, we all try to find reference recordings to try to get an idea of, well, how does a piece sound and what do we want to try to bring into it? For this, there's nothing. There's no reference recording of this arrangement, only the like classical with strings type arrangement. So I had to use a little bit of my imagination of what to how to approach it and go into it.
Wow. And Bill, you know what? If we like this piece, if we like what Robert does with this piece, maybe the Second Winds will consider this for a future holiday festival.
I would
I'll
highly
look forward to
recommend it.
listening to it today.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, here we go. We're going to listen to the Franklin Band playing the Skater Waltz.
We are going to have a guest conductor. Our president, Robert Ernst, brought a piece to me and said, I'd really like to do this. I said, okay, go ahead. And he had some difficulties in the beginning. It's not easy. However, Robert stuck with it, and I think you'll enjoy the finished product. Here's Robert with Skater Waltz.
Oh, Robert, that was wonderful. Well done on your conducting debut. That's awesome. What a fun little piece that was, the Skaters Waltz. Did you have fun doing that one?
It was fantastic, and it's certainly one of those pieces where you look at the title and it's like, well, I don't know what this is. It doesn't sound familiar, but then you start to listen to it, and it is one of those familiar tunes that you've definitely heard before, even if you don't recognize the name. And you can probably tell the progression in that 9 minutes from the start where I was a little bit tense, a little bit nervous, and then just had to just relax and have a good time with it.
You had fun with that. Yeah, it's one of Andre Rieu's favorite pieces. If we've got any Andre Rieu fans, let us know in the comments, because that's one of his pieces that he does there. He's one of those that you recognize. So well done. We're also joined today with Stephen Bell from the Sharon Concert Band. Welcome, Stephen. What state are you guys from?
Massachusetts. We're just outside of Boston, Metro West.
Okay, cool. So you're up there, and Robert's from New Jersey. So you're both suffering a little bit with the weather, with the chilliness up there. I have to say, down here in Florida, we ain't got that problem right now. So welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Have you guys done the Skaters Waltz or any kind of waltz? In fact, let me ask you this, Stephen. Have you ever had dancers in your programs?
Oh my goodness. How did you know to ask that question? I am a great fan of ethnic dance music. It is something I believe culturally speaks to all of us, and it comes from folk music, obviously. I was just thinking of the Putsta, the 4 gypsy dances that we did recently. But yes, I love dance music. Did we lose you?
That's good. No, I'm still here. Okay, we just a little bit. That's our first major technical problem today. We had one a little bit before, but that was the first one. So I'm glad that you like the dance music. That's terrific. What are you going to play for us today, though?
Well, this is a piece we did a few years back by a lesser-known arranger and composer by Stephen Roos. It's a great version of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Stephen Roos grew up in southern Mississippi, went to Southern Mississippi State, did his graduate work at University of Michigan, and now he's the director of composition at the University of Louisville. And I'm not sure that everyone is familiar with this arrangement. It's very Frank Tikelly-ish, if I can say it that way. It's something that I really enjoy because there's so much work that goes into a piece like this. So I hope people will enjoy this version of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
That sounds fabulous, and it's another popular tune like Skaters Waltz. Robert, has the Franklin Band done this tune before, even if it's not this arrangement?
I don't believe we have. We've done all kinds of different music, as we've talked about before, but Swing Low, Sweet Chariot is not one that comes to mind. I'm very curious to see how it sounds and to hear the band play it.
You'll have to look. You'll have to look through the 150-year archive to see if it's ever been done. But I'm looking forward to this. So this is the Sharon Concert Band from Massachusetts with Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
We are going to have a guest.
No, it's not. I have to get the right one. There we go. Okay, so we had 2 technical problems with you. I'm sorry. All right, Sharon Concert Band with Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Well, I am so pleased and thrilled that you're here to join us today. This is a great festival. It's been a great afternoon so far. We've got lots more great music to share with you coming up soon. If you're not familiar with the Dunedin Music Society, we are the parent organization of the Dunedin Concert Band, which, got shut down like everybody else here in Florida. And instead of doing a virtual group, because there are so many virtual groups out there, we thought we'd do these festivals. And this is the third one that we've done. Why is it on Boxing Day? Well, if you're from the UK or Canada or Australia or a few other countries, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. It's when, in the olden days, when all the servants who were serving the masters of the house, if you like, on Christmas Day, this is when they got to celebrate their Christmas by taking boxes from the main house, usually of leftover food and maybe one or two presents that weren't wanted, and take them home and celebrate Christmas with their own families. So that's what Boxing Day is. That's why we're having this Boxing Day special festival. And Stephen, what a beautiful arrangement of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. That was fantastic.
Most people don't know Stephen Roos's arrangement, and as an educator, I always like to pass on information that's important. And I thought if people have not used that, they should. It really is rewarding, and also in terms of performance.
Thank you. And I saw somebody actually put a link in the some of the comments somewhere about where we can actually get that sheet music, because it's in the public domain, which is awesome. Now, we're also joined by Diane and someone else. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello. Diane and Scott.
Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you are from the Peru Circus Festival Band, so I'm not sure the slow, calm, gentle, peaceful kind of music is your scene, is it really?
Definitely not.
So we're in for a treat now. What couple of pieces are you going to play for us this afternoon?
You want to tell them about the first one?
Sure. Our first one, we've been in existence for about 60 years with the circus, and we accompany the acts in the circus every summer. And if you can imagine, over the course of 60 years, there have been several tunes that have become band favorites. And this first is a medley of several of the favorites that we've amassed over the 60 years, arranged by our director emeritus, Mr. Tom Guston. And it's called 60 Years of Fun.
Oh, I was just about to say, that sounds like fun. Oh, that's awesome. 60 years worth of circus music. I know down here in Tampa Bay or down in Sarasota, there's the Ringling Circus Band that they have a program every year. They get together all sorts of circus music that isn't heard anymore, and they record it. And it's just a bunch of players who get together just to do that, to keep that music alive, which is awesome. What else are you going to play for us?
Our second piece is our theme song called Circus Festival March. And the recording of it is from during a circus show. So you'll see the actual performance area that we're in there. And again, our director emeritus is directing that. We're just kind of pushing him out there because he's been with the band all 60 years. So he's kind of influential to us.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Stephen, does the Sharon Concert Band, have you done any circus music?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I mean, obviously, most concert bands play everything, and I've actually performed in a circus band. There's a fellow here in our area named Dick Whitmarsh, who recently passed on, but had a circus band that used to travel to New York on a regular basis to make recordings. So, yes.
Oh my goodness, I scored two there with your circus and your dancing. That's awesome. All right, folks, well, we're going to listen to the Peru Circus Festival Band playing 60 Years of Fun and the Grand Entry March. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, that was awesome, Diane, Scott. You guys don't hang around, do you?
No, we don't.
Those tempos were awesome. I love that when I do a lot of show tunes. It's usually up to speed, like they would do it on Broadway or in the West End, and most people are like, "Whoa, this is way too fast." I'm like, actually, it's not. So, I mean, this is the normal stuff that you do, right?
Yes.
And is it?
There's usually about 60 to 65 tunes for each circus show. That
Are you kidding? That's a lot. Oh my goodness. So you're playing
2.5-hour show.
How long? Sorry.
About a 2.5-hour show,
and
we play pretty much constantly throughout that time.
Wow, that's awesome. And is this just one time of year, or is it throughout the year?
It's the Circus Festival is typically the third week in July. It's a youth festival. There are about 200 students from ages 5 through 21 that participate that live in our county.
Wow, well, that's awesome. I'm so thrilled. I'm so glad you could join us today and introduce us to that kind of music. It was so much fun. And we're joined here now with Barbara Rubenstein from the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band. Hi, Barbara. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Did you get to hear any of that Peru circus music?
I did. They're fantastic.
Isn't it fun? Have you guys done any circus tunes or any fast tempo kind of things like that?
We do some fast tempo things. In my short period of time with the band, this would be my 4th season as conductor. I have not personally done any circus music with the band, but I know they have done music like that in the past.
Oh, that's
a lot of circus marches.
Right.
There's great circus marches.
Are you a march fan, or do you do a variety of things?
We do a variety of music. We do jazz, we do show tunes, we do classic, typical standard band literature. We do a whole variety.
So what are you going to play for us today?
Well, what we have for today is a compilation of some of the music that we performed last year in our Sounds of the Seasons holiday concert. I'm not sure if you edited out the beginning, which was the national anthem, but it will be followed by an excerpt of a Hanukkah celebration by Bobrowitz and Soper, and then an arrangement of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is such a fun arrangement. It includes narration. You won't actually hear any of the narration, but interspersed between each of the lines of the story, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, the band comes in with appropriate little tunes, and it's so much fun to do. And then the excerpt ends with Sparkling Lights, which is an arrangement of A Christmas Tree by Matt Conaway.
Oh, this is awesome. So we're looking forward to lots of little snippets of bits and pieces here and there. I love that piece. It was a night before Christmas. And you mentioned that there's narration going on. And of course, in the circus band, Scott and Diane, you guys were not only shouting and yelling at the director in that first one, but also singing.
Yeah.
That's
if you
awesome.
Call that singing.
that's a stretch.
Oh, that's so much fun. Well, I'm looking forward to what the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band has to offer for us. So thank you so much, and let's enjoy getting back to the holiday music, basically. So we've had a whole variety. We started with holiday, we had a break in the middle, some more holiday music, and we're coming back to it again now. So I'm looking forward to this. Barbara, that was so much fun. Oh my goodness, I was so nostalgic. It's a theme that's running through this afternoon. It's just remembering not only performing live, but all of those medleys at the end, all those choral songs. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much. And I do have to give credit. I wasn't sure if you were going to include the second half of the program. And of course, began with the Hallelujah Chorus and followed by Leroy Anderson's A Christmas Festival. And we were joined in the second half by the local community chorus, the Robert Sharon Chorale, who has been joining us for the past 2 seasons in our holiday concert. And it's always a treat to work with them as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad we did include that. It was marvelous. Now, whereabouts is Boynton Beach? What's the nearest big city so we can get our bearings?
We're in between Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach.
Okay, so north of Miami.
Oh, definitely north of Miami, north of Fort Lauderdale also.
Cool. And we also have with us now, we have Chuck Kuntz with us from, now, is this the Helotus area? How do you say your band name, Chuck?
It's the Helotus Area Community Band.
Helotus. Okay, that was a good guess on my part. Well, welcome. I'm glad you could join us today.
Glad
do
to
you
be
do
here.
these traditional hymn type things with chorus and whatever else?
We do. We have 2 holiday concerts during December, and they're both at local churches in our community. And one other church, it's been a tradition to have a combined number with their chancel choir.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It always makes a lot of sense this time of year, particularly, and it's always fun to do. So do you do medleys or do you do the traditional hymns or mixture?
We do a mixture of things. We try to do traditional things in terms of some of the, like Silent Night, some of the more traditional hymns that we have during this time of the year. Also try to do some more, I guess, more popular things as well. We've done, obviously everybody does Home Alone and things like that. So we kind of mix it up.
And you also venture out there into some things that perhaps people aren't used to hearing, like today's performance. What are you going to perform for us today?
Well, today we're going to do a performance from our 2019 spring concert, and it's John Barnes Chant's Variations on a Korean Folk Song.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. So it's a beautiful piece of music. There's a lot going on in this one. Do you do themed concerts, or do you just pick repertoire that seems to you want to do at any particular moment in time?
Well, I think that probably it's there's 2 audiences when you're developing a program. You've got the audience in front of you, of course, and then you've got the audience behind you. So we try to do a medley or a variety of things. I think that when our listeners are done with their concerts, they can walk out knowing that they've had a nice array of different types of musical styles.
Oh, that's awesome. And Barbara, do you do the same thing? Do you mix things up, or do you focus on a particular theme for your concerts?
We actually do themed concerts most of the time, various themes. The last concert that we actually performed live was called Stage, Screen, and All That Jazz. So obviously by the title, we had movie tunes, we had show tunes, and we had a lot of jazz. We were beginning to prepare for a concert in May that was themed Flowing Like a River. So all the music had water theme to it until COVID built a dam.
Well, I build it down. That's funny. Well, I bet you can't wait to get back to performing live again and just let all that music flow through us, which will be awesome. So right now we're going to listen to Chuck Kuntz and the Helotus Area Community Band playing Variations on a Korean Folk Song. Oh, that was fun. That was great. Thank you so much, Chuck. I know you went to another room to listen, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
No worries at all. I was going to ask you about that piece of music, or what was it going to? I forgot what I was going to ask you now, but I had a great question. If I remember, I'm going to come back to it. But in the meantime, we're joined by. Oh, you know what it is? I have to give a shout out to your performers and your fan club. Some of them have been watching this
That's our
festival.
family.
Okay, well, there's the
Yes.
whole ton of people commenting and all that kind of stuff for the last 3 hours when this festival started. So well done, folks. Thanks so much for being here. It sounds like it's a lovely band to be a part of. So congratulations on that. Now, Jacinda Bouton is with the Denver concert band up in Colorado. Denver is pretty high up, is my understanding. I've never been there, so it's probably pretty chilly, isn't it, Jacinda?
It's beautiful today. It's about 60 degrees, but
Oh.
yes, we have our cold weather. Absolutely.
Well, 60 degrees isn't so bad, so that's awesome. So that was variations on a Korean folk song. Are you familiar with that piece, or do you do other kind of variations on ethnic kind of music?
We've performed that same piece many times. It's one of my favorite. And my percussion section, I have about 10 percussionists, and it gives them all something to do. They love it, and that's a great piece. And your performance was wonderful, Chuck.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
sharing
it.
that with us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always, as a percussionist myself, or former percussionist, it's always interesting that sometimes you have to sit there, and I used to follow the scores when I wasn't playing, but concert band music is where we get our fill from. So it's good to hear that one. What are you going to play for us today, though, Jacinda?
Well, we have a very special composition. This was a premiere that we did, and we commissioned Robert W. Smith. Many of the people that have tuned in have probably played all kinds of music from Robert W. Smith. What a wonderful composer. And we commissioned him to write this piece. It's called In the Garden of the Gods. And as many of you know, there's near Colorado Springs, there's this beautiful park. It's called the Garden of the Gods. And he was inspired to write this piece after visiting there. And you can hear just the sun rising in his music. He described it to our band, where there are sections where there's an eagle soaring above the park, and you can see the light changing on the rocks. And this was our premiere that we performed in 2019, March 2019, right before everything shut down. And I think it was about a week and a half before the country shut down, and we got to perform this with him on the podium. We don't have a video running, but we had lots of pictures. So you have the audio of the recording plus the pictures of the concert. And I hope many of you will program this piece in the future. It should be published soon.
It sounds fabulous. And you mentioned that you had Robert actually conducting, right? The composer was conducting.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
awesome.
such a treat.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
Hey, Chuck, has your band ever commissioned work or had a composer come in and conduct their own work?
Well, we're fortunate. We have Charles Booker, who's part of our band, who's also a composer and arranger, who lives in the San Antonio area and plays in our band. And we have the good fortune on occasion to maybe hear something that might come down the public pike before it gets released. So we do a lot of reading of public works. A couple of years ago, we were involved with a symposium with Timothy Marr, and we were able to perform one of his pieces. And so, yes, that's a really cool dimension to be involved with, especially for our band members.
It really is. I love it when that happens, and I do a little bit of writing myself, but not much for concert band. But it's always fun when you actually get the composer there, either playing or leading or just around. And commissioning a work is something that I'm hoping the Dunedin Music Society, which is the parent organization of the Dunedin Concert Band, can do soon. And maybe, who knows, as a result of all these festivals that we've done this year, instead of doing virtual bands, we decided to do these virtual festivals. The first one was pretty raw. We've gotten a little bit better as we've done this third one today on Boxing Day. But who knows, maybe if we can get some donations from this, we can commission a work. And in fact, we can get all of the bands who participated today to play it at some point in the future. So if you think that's a good idea, go ahead to DunedinMusicSociety.org/donate. And that'll actually let us know that you appreciate this festival, you love what's going on, and who knows, maybe we can earn enough to actually commission a piece in the future. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to In the Garden of the Gods, conducted by the composer himself, Robert W. Smith, with the Denver Concert Band. Greetings, Stephen P. Brown here, General Director of the Dunedin Music Society, and I am absolutely thrilled to share this really big announcement with you. Yes, it's true. The DMS is partnering with Tour Resource Consultants to take a group of Tampa Bay woodwind, brass, and percussion players to Germany and Austria. And I'd love for you to join us. The Dunedin Concert Band itself has been working on improving its musicianship and capabilities, and we truly want to reward all the DCB's performers as well as our friends throughout Tampa Bay with the opportunity to perform in some beautiful locations such as Vienna and Salzburg and Nuremberg, Retzburg, beautiful Rothenburg, and maybe even Prague. Let's commit now to being part of a great, unique and balanced ensemble called the Florida Symphonic Winds. And let's connect our local communities with local communities overseas through live music.
Hello, my name is Maury Schulte, President of Tour Resource Consultants. All of us at TRC are excited to be collaborating with the Florida Symphonic Winds for their July 2022 tour. We've been planning performance tours since 1996 and have developed our own style of journey, one that focuses on shared concert experiences. Barriers fall away when we share the language of music with others, even more so when we finish our concert evenings with some food and drinks with our local hosts. Sounds great, doesn't it? Simply follow the link at the end of the brochure to get registered online, and the initial deposit is 100% refundable until October of 2021. Your next adventure is just one click away.
Find more details and register your interest now at floridasymphonic.org. Oh, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a fabulous trip. So if anyone is moving to the Tampa Bay area anytime in the next year and a half or so, we'd love you to come along. You know what, Jacinda? I could imagine a garden of just big beings. That was a beautiful piece of music, and I'm looking forward to performing. I think it's the Don Quixote Symphony next year. You know, we, as you all know, we schedule our concerts program them 2 years in advance, and long before COVID happened, we programmed to do that Don Quixote Symphony next October. So I'm looking forward to that. Was it good working with him?
Oh, he is fabulous, and what a warm person. He just made my band members feel part of the process, and they got so much out of getting to work with him and getting to perform one of his pieces for the very first time. The fact that we're leaving something that will live on long after we're gone, that other groups can perform. It's just a magical experience.
I bet it is.
Commissioning, very important.
And did you say it's published now, or it's going to be published soon?
I believe it'll be published probably next year. I don't know the timeline, but
Okay.
We're hoping to see it soon. So keep an eye out for it. We'd love for lots of other groups to perform it.
Yeah, it sounds like a beautiful piece. We're joined now with Robert Longfield from the Greater Miami Symphonic Band. Welcome, Robert. So that was a piece by the Denver Concert Band that Robert W. Smith wrote for them. They commissioned that. Have you guys done much commissioning at all with your band?
Recently, a year ago, we celebrated our 40th anniversary, and we commissioned Robert Sheldon to write a piece for us. He called it Miami Montage. It was a beautiful piece, and it was a great experience.
That sounds fabulous. I'd love to hear that because I've been to Miami many times myself, and it'll be nice to see if how his piece of music reflects the influences of Miami itself. So that's terrific. Now you're going to play. Is it one or two pieces? You're going to play one piece today, which is not. We think of Miami, we think of Southern Florida, we think of kind of Latin American music, but you're not going to play that for us today, are you?
Well, we play all kinds of music with the band, including music that you might say is Miami influenced, but that's just a portion. We really try to play all types of music. So we're going to play a virtual performance of the first movement of the English Folk Song Suite by Ralph Vaughan Williams.
Awesome, and this is the 17th come Sunday, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and a virtual performance. When was the last time you guys got together?
It was in February. Our last performance was actually a year ago in December. It was a holiday concert. And after the first of the year, we were working on a concert that was to take place in March at the University of Miami with a guest conductor of Colonel Arnold Gabriel. And as things got into February, we decided it's best to cancel the concert. And shortly after that, pretty much everything got canceled.
But you
so
managed.
We've done three virtual pieces. Prior to the 4th of July, we did the Stars and Stripes Forever. Then in the fall, we did the piece you're gonna hear today. And then in December, we did Sleigh Ride.
Oh.
And
cool.
I think it was a real morale boost for the band to be able to, even if we couldn't be together, to play. And I want to give credit to Susie Blank Wolf, who is the chairman of our board of directors. She put the whole virtual thing together, did a fabulous job. She's a string bass player in the band and also is our featured vocalist.
Oh, nice, because I know this tech stuff is not easy. The playing part is relatively easy, and that's done with quickly, and then putting it all together is the really hard part. So I appreciate the people who've done that. The Dunedin Concert Band, my group, we haven't done any virtual groups. Instead, we've done these virtual festivals. Jacinda, has Denver Concert Band, have you guys done any virtual ensemble stuff this year?
Not really. We did. We had somebody in the band put together Sleigh Ride with some video clips of band members playing their instruments, just so we could have something out there in social media. But as you know, it's very difficult to put things together with the delay. And but I think some of our members are getting together in smaller groups outside and still continuing to play. So that's great. But we're anxious to all get back together someday.
Well, that sounds like fun. And talking about getting back together outside, the Dunedin Concert Band has been doing that. We've had some rehearsals outside, and we had a holiday music pageant scheduled for last Sunday outside, and there were a lot of people were coming to that because we're not restricted on outdoor activities here. And in December, you can pretty much rely on it being good weather and such. And of course, one of the 2 days that it's rained in September in Tampa Bay was on Sunday, so it got cancelled. Unbelievable. Oh, no. Anyway, so I'm going to hear one of my favorites. In fact, I think this must have been one of the first pieces I played. I think I was still playing bass clarinet when I first came across 17 Come Sunday. I mean, that was before my days as a percussionist, before my days as a conductor. So we're going to hear 17 Come Sunday from the English Folk Suite with the Greater Miami Symphonic Band.
Greater Miami Symphonic Band in a virtual performance of 17 Come Sunday from English Folk Song Suite by Ralph Vaughan Williams.
was so much fun to listen to that, Bob. Thank you so much for sharing that piece with us. It brought back so many memories, like so much has done. Is that one of your favorites?
Absolutely. Von Williams and Holst, I love.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us.
Oh,
It's an exciting experience for us.
Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good time, and that was well put together. I have to say, it's very difficult to put those virtual bands together, but that was a good one, and well done. So thank you for joining us today. We're also joined right now with Keith Hodgson from the South Jersey Area Wind Ensemble in New Jersey. Whereabouts in South Jersey are you, Keith?
We're just outside of Atlantic City on the Jersey Shore.
Okay, cool. I know it well. I lived up in Montville, Parsippany area for many, many years, and spent a little bit of time in high school there as well, and conducted the Jacksonville Chapel Concert Band up in Lincoln Park. So opposite ends, almost like another. Say that again.
I know exactly where it is. I went to Kenilon High School.
You know exactly where it is. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm sure you're familiar with that march as well, right? 17 Come Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Done it many, many, many times.
Yeah, never get sick of that one.
Yeah.
What are you going to play for us today, though? You got a couple of pieces, right?
Yeah. First of all, it's really an honor to be here with all these bands this afternoon. So I really appreciate being included in this virtual festival. And a shout out to President Karen Portman of the South Jersey Area Wind Ensemble for her leadership. We've done a lot of virtual things. Speaking of the virtual ensemble that you've had, a couple that you've had on today. We're going to do the dreidel dance by Robert Thurston, and it's going to feature two dancers who have danced with us many times on the Stockton University Performing Arts Center stage, Rain Kwan and Tulio Kata. I think you'll really enjoy their dancing. And then the second piece is Sleigh Ride, which we already heard today when we opened the festival. But this is probably going to be a little different because it's a tradition to include our audience with participation and illuminated light sticks, and they look forward to it year after year to helping us end our concerts.
I am absolutely intrigued. This sounds like it's going to be a fun time. And yes, to be perfectly honest with you, this is why you're last in today's festival. It's been going 3.5 hours because we opened with my band doing Sleigh Ride, and then I saw you did Sleigh Ride yourself. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's start and finish this whole Boxing Day festival with Sleigh Ride. And if you don't know what Boxing Day is, folks, it's the day after Christmas. There are a lot of countries around the world who celebrate Boxing Day. It's actually a holiday for people. And if you think back to olden days when there was a manor house and the lord of the manor, so to speak, had all their servants serving food on Christmas Day and all that kind of thing. Well, the next day is when the servants actually got to celebrate Christmas. So they would take boxes from the manor house, usually of leftover food from the dinner the day before, maybe some unwanted gifts. You never know. But it was the day after Christmas where the servants actually got to celebrate Boxing Day, and it's a big holiday in many countries. So that's why we're having this today. I'm glad we could open and close and have some holiday music in the middle. Lots of variety today. I hope you've really enjoyed yourself. This is actually going to be the last band. So we're going to listen now to the dreidel dance. And Bob, my band has had dancers on stage. Keith's obviously going to show us some dancers on stage. Has your band ever had dancers?
We've never had dancers, vocalists, choirs, handbell choirs, all sorts of things, but we may have to think about that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think Keith and I are going to set you the challenge. Is that all right? All right, cool. Well, in the meantime, here's the dreidel dance from the South Jersey Area Wind Ensemble.
Enjoy.
Oh, Keith, that was so much fun. Oh my god. So you had the lights coordinated, you had directors there showing the audience what to do. I can tell that that's popular. You got such a huge crowd. Is it always full like that in every concert?
Yeah, it's a great auditorium. It seats about 550, and it's sold out almost every concert, at least the last 10, 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, Karen Porn, actually, she coordinated all the rows. They come in at different times, and of course the colors of the light sticks are all color coordinated to the rows. And as you can see, they were following 4 different leaders on stage by row.
That's quite some choreography you got going on there. That's awesome. So you got quite a large catchment area, is that right? You got a lot of players from around?
Yeah, I'm all over the South Jersey area, which reaches over to the Philadelphia, right outside of Philadelphia, to along the Jersey Shore and down to the historic Cape May area. So yeah, we have our members come sometimes an hour from all directions.
Wow, and you rehearse every week?
Yes, except usually July. I'm usually in Europe with a Europe summer tour. But the rest of the year, every Monday night for the last almost 25 years, has been community band night for our family. My wife's also assistant director, and my father-in-law was just directing the sleigh ride right there.
Wow.
So it's been a family affair.
Well, next time we come out to Jersey, maybe our paths will cross, but maybe they'll cross in Europe in 2022 because we're taking a band over there in July, Germany and Austria in 2022. So that's fun. Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing that music with us. And I want to thank also everybody who was with us today, joining us in the festival, because this was a fabulous thing. This is just one tiny thing that the DMS thought it could do to actually help us stay connected to, quote, live music. We encourage the live music, the past performances. That's why no one's wearing masks on stage, because these are all past performances, and also some virtual stuff as well, some stuff that's gone on since March. So rather than do our own virtual band, we thought it would be better just to keep ourselves connected with each other. So thank you so much for attending today. Please give us a thumbs up in the comments, okay, and Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're watching. Like the video, subscribe, all that kind of such that social media helps our groups do. And if you'd like to see another one, then maybe we will. Just spread the word, send us an email, add a comment in there. Yes, please do it again, and we'll figure out what we can do in the future. This has been a bit of a marathon afternoon. It's been so much fun. I've loved it. So thank you for your patience. Don't forget to donate. Even 5, 10, 15, 25 bucks would help cover our expenses for putting this on and getting all the copyrights, some of which we had to pay for, some we're not allowed to extend beyond today. So any donations would be appreciated. And yeah, just keep an eye out, stay on our mailing list so that we can connect again in the future. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for attending. We'll talk to you soon.